So let's talk a little bit about what's coming next. So all of that is are the updates that came in the last 30 days. So a fair amount of focus, as I mentioned, around enhancing our download capabilities, expanding functionality into the project folders, supporting the ability to lock down files as you're working with them, some administration updates. We've also done some things behind the scenes. We've made some PDF navigation easier, and we've expanded the Forge API functionality for document management so that now you can create folders. And as Jessica mentioned, the Forge component of the overall platform is really important. It's our open system that allows partners and customers to extend our solutions, integrate with custom applications, or extend them in custom ways. And so the more that we expand our Forge API library, the more power that you all have to build on BIM 360. So let's talk a little bit about where we're going next. So this is really a very short-term view of what we're planning for August. So as I mentioned, we have 2 releases planned for document management in August. We'll be adding the ability to get notifications on subfolders. So today you can get essentially the ability to subscribe to a folder. And when you subscribe to a folder, anytime a document gets updated or changes are made in that folder, you receive an email notification. But that didn't extend down to all of the subfolders that might be contained within a parent folder. So now we are working on that enhancement so that you'll be able to get notifications on subfolder changes as well as on the master folder. The other thing that we're working on are some markup enhancements. So we'll be building out the ability to control visibility of markups. So we'll allow you to create essentially a private markup. It might be just personal notes that you want to create on a document, but are not ready to share with everyone else on the project. So you can maintain those in a private state. And then if you want to, you can publish them so that they are visible to everyone else who has access to that document. So that's a popular request that we've gotten from customers, and we'll be adding that in the next 30 days. We'll also expand the markup functionality to support the ability to go in and edit markups. Again, this has been a popular request. Initially, we created markups as this kind of indelible, permanent update, and once the markup was completed, you couldn't go in and modify it. But we've had a lot of feedback from customers who want to be able to clean up errors, correct spelling, and do other kinds of editing. So we'll be adding the ability to edit markups. And then finally, a big step forward for us on the 3D side. We know a lot of our customers are taking advantage of 2D, but Docs is fairly unique in its ability to manage both 2D and 3D content, and we'll be expanding the ability to flag issues on 3D models to be able to essentially drop a pin on objects within the model and flag issues and questions around them that way. In addition to our web updates, we're moving forward with both our Google Android capabilities and also on the App Store for iOS. So on the Android side, we'll be expanding to include the project level RFI list. Our Android app is a little bit behind our iOS app, so we're catching up with some features that are already available on iOS. You'll be able to see all of the RFI details and activity, and you'll be able to expand the markup functionalities to be able to archive or delete markups and to take advantage of that private and published state. And then over on the iOS side for iPhone and iPad, we'll be doing the same thing, adding that ability to manage markups, archive and delete them, and also to move them between private and published state. So those are the enhancements we're working on over the next month or so. And this really is a fairly deep dive onto what's going on with our document management layer. We're putting a lot of effort into keeping a strong stream of enhancements going on for BIM 360 Docs because not only are people using it for its own right, but as Jessica showed in the platform diagram, it's a common component that's being used throughout our next generation efforts. So with that, I want to just mention a little bit about the details about what we're doing with the document administration, being able to move between different sections and jump in to be able to manage members. I'm sorry, that was a little bit out of order there. I should have covered that earlier. So that covers the update on BIM 360. Today's session was primarily around document management. We'll be adding in other updates as we go forward with these sessions. But I want to thank everybody for joining, and I'm sure we've got some questions coming in on the question line, so we have some time for Q&A. And also, I encourage you to give us feedback on the scope and the forum here today. What you like about it, what you don't like about it, what you'd like to see us add or change. We're looking for this to be a communication vehicle for all of you, and so the more we hear what your needs are, the more we'll be able to address them.